The Shark Deck.
I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Very, very robust for Friday into a holiday weekend. Lots to tell you about. Also looking ahead to the 4-day weekend. The episodes of this podcast pretty strong. I've got the scripts written and I'm about to record them all so I can get myself a little poolside time this weekend. But I've got good stuff all weekend. Don't miss it. I do want to comment yesterday. I kind of slept on this. I was so excited. Jim Gaffigan has a new special. I slept on the title Dark Pale. Jim, just enough with the pale variations. So Jim's specials, 2006, Beyond the Pale, okay, fine. King Baby 2009, Mr. Universe 2012, Obsessed 2014, Cinco 2017, Noble Ape 2018, Quality Time 2019, The Pale Tourist, all right, 2020, Comedy Monster, and now another Dark Pale one. I don't know, Jim. Variety caught up with Tom Segura. He's got that new special coming out. In 2021, after 19 years in L.A., Segura and Christina Pazitsky moved to Austin with their 2 young sons. Segura says he felt like L.A. in mid-pandemic was falling apart. He tells Variety, I was like, the city's turning into a crap show. About a month later, Christina suffered a fall in their new home. Segura turned it into a bit, which is featured in Tom Segura's Sledgehammer, out July 4th on Netflix. In Sledgehammer, Segura recounts his uneasy 9/11 call that night requesting help. He said, I realize that while what I'm about to say is true, it sounds suspicious. But I gotta say it. So I'm like, my wife fell down the stairs. Poor Christina had misjudged a step in the new home. She got up in the middle of the night to check on one of the kids and broke her ankle and part of her tibia. So what does the title Sledgehammer mean? Segura says, oh, you don't want to print this in the article. And then he explains it's a nod to one of the jokes about his wiener. It's his 5th special, right? I nitpick Jim Gaffigan specials. What are Tom's called? I like Tom's. Completely normal, mostly stories, disgraceful, and ball hog. Tom has a 2 special deal with Netflix. Sledgehammer is the first of the 2, and he says, it's fun, it's outrageous, and I'm sure it's going to offend people, but if you're not doing that, you're not doing your job. There's a trailer. Let's listen.
I have to confess, I was very, very excited to call 911. Have you ever been excited to call where you're like, finally, a good one, you know, like, this is why we play the game. I call, the operator goes 911, and I'm so amped up, I go, get ready. He's like, okay. He goes, you need police, fire, or paramedic? I go, paramedic, but send them all. He was like, what happened? And I was like, ooh. And I realized that while what I'm about to say is true, it sounds suspicious. But I gotta say it. So I'm like, my wife fell down the stairs.
That sounds like a lot of fun, that special. I love his delivery, his pacing. He's just so smooth on stage. He's really great. I clipped an F word out of that trailer there, just to be fair to Tom. July 4th, that one's out. Tom's cohort, Bert Kreischer, apparently was partying with UFC lightweight contender Michael Chandler. Sportskeeda said the 2 were seen together enjoying a beverage. Chandler poured the beverage into Kreischer's already full, shoe-shaped beer glass. Alrighty. Here's another trailer I'm excited about. Joke Man, a documentary about Jackie Martling. The full trailer is about 2.5 minutes. Let me just play the beginning of it. 2 of the voices you will hear are Stuttering John and Billy West from The Howard Stern Show.
Guy says to his wife, were you faking it last night? She said, no, I was really asleep.
I always say Jackie made the biggest blunder in show business history. He decided to enter it.
Jackie is like the Forrest Gump of the comedy world.
How eclectic is Jackie Martley? He would hang out with Les Paul, the most famous guitarist in the world. Love Jackie. Willie Nelson.
Good to see you. Look at us, 49 years old, both of us.
Hey, come on. You know, Jackie was a gymnast when he was young. He was quite the athlete.
You ready for action? No.
Jackie the Joke Man is now 75, was the head writer of The Howard Stern Show for 18 years. The film will come out on video on demand. It features Jackie's career from his fledgling days of comedy on Long Island and features contributions from people like Willie Nelson, Penn Jillette, and Artie Lang. It is described as a universal story of self-discovery, grit, and humor, and how humor is the biggest key to authentic happiness. Jackie's a good guy. I'm going to see if I can get him on the podcast. Theo Von got up in a little kerfluffle. Theo had Roseanne on the podcast. A clip from the conversation went viral. In the clip, Roseanne denied that the 2020 election was rigged and said that anyone who questioned that should be immediately deplatformed. Then she added that the Holocaust didn't happen either. Roseanne's comments about the Holocaust, as well as some other parts of the clip, made some angry on social media. Theo Von defended her and said, "The Roseanne Barr clip was sarcasm, folks. A clip taken out of a long sarcastic rant she had during our chat. Can we not recognize sarcasm anymore?" Futurama is back, baby. It's been off the air for a decade. Coming back to Hulu on July 24th. Hulu has released a trailer. Let's do more audio. Why not?
We're back, baby!
In 2 seconds, you will collide with your destination.
Good news, everyone! We seem to have survived a massive disruption in the flow of time.
Wait, what exactly happened?
A new virus has broken out.
I've developed a test to see who's infected. You jam this Q-tip up your nose. That looks kind of fun. I can't wait to do it hundreds of times.
After a brief 10-year hiatus, Futurama has crawled triumphantly from the cryogenic tube. Its full original cast, see, that's good, Rick and Morty, solar opposites, and satirical spirit intact. The 10 all-new episodes of Season 11 have something for everyone. New viewers will be able to pick up the series from here, while longtime fans will recognize payoffs to decades-long mysteries, including developments in the epic love story of Fry and Leela, the mysterious contents of Nibbler's litter box, the secret history of evil robot Santa, one of my faves, and the whereabouts of Kif and Amy's tadpoles. Meanwhile, there's a whole new pandemic in town as the crew explores the future of vaccines, Bitcoin, cancel culture, and streaming TV. Everyone is back, including John DiMaggio, who had held out for a little while over money. They settled that, and I think John didn't get the raise he wanted, if I remember correctly. And Billy West, mentioned for the second time in today's podcast. Futurama, July 24th, and a show I really like on the former HBO Max, now called Max. The Other Two, a very funny show, 3 seasons, worth watching. I like it a lot, but season 3 is going to be the final season. But the reason is interesting. The Hollywood Reporter has learned that the ending comes following multiple staff complaints about creators and showrunners Chris Kelly and Sarah Schneider. Multiple sources involved with The Other Two confirm that the showrunners were the subject of complaints to human resources over behavior on the set and in the writer's room. They include allegations that Kelly verbally abused writers and overworked crew, and claims that Schneider enabled his behavior. One insider said, "There's a lot of Chris and Sarah in the show. I think a lot of their frustration comes from not being on camera. These are 2 people who started off as improvisers. This is a show about people who are hungering for fame. Their friends and colleagues became well known. It's a lot like the show." Wow. Another source says, "Other writers tell stories about the other 2 writers' rooms like other people tell ghost stories." Yikes. Tina Fey gave a speech back in March and joked that the Other Two executive producer, Lorne Michaels, was partially responsible for conditioning the pair during their tenure on SNL. Tina Fey said, "Nobody indulges writers like Lorne Michaels. Lorne, you've unleashed an army of monsters into the world. You know it, I know it, and the crew of The Other Two knows it." And then she said, "Oh, I was supposed to change that. That's inappropriate. Oh, well, it's not live streaming." Wow.
Lyle Hall, a cantankerous real estate attorney, has lost the ability to walk after a deadly car crash. But he has also gained something, the ability to read people's thoughts. And not just the living. When a girl's voice calls to him from inside the abandoned Old Vic, Lyle is given hope of regaining the use of his legs, but it quickly turns to fear. This ghostly girl says Lyle's daughter, a rookie detective, will die in 4 days. Can he save her? Find out on the first season of Ghost Hampton, a comedy horror podcast.
If you like what I do here and you know that I'm about to record 3 or 4 podcasts in a row, you want my voice to hold up, buy me a coffee. This one, you know how the cups at the donuts chain, they're a little skinnier at the bottom so they fit in your cup holder? This one has enough coffee to fill the skinny part, but not the big part. And I've been doubling up on the coffee all week. There's some sort of coconut, what is it called? I don't know. There's some sort of coconut thing that's been my second coffee this week, but normally I get a large iced coffee with caramel and milk. And if you want to support the show, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. Another way to support the show is become a premium subscriber on Apple Podcasts. You get the shows early and commercial free. So on Friday morning, you woke up to quite a few episodes as I was working ahead into the holiday weekend. Again, that's frictionless. And the first month is free if you just want to test drive it, or if you're like, I got a long drive for the holiday, let me grab a bunch of episodes from Johnny Mac, I'll do the free trial and then I'll cancel it. That's fine. I'm not offended. Speaking of canceled, Amy Schumer, well, she hasn't been canceled, but they did cancel plans. That was a terrible segue. To put Inside Amy Schumer on Comedy Central. I told you yesterday, the day before, that they pulled it off Paramount Plus. Well, it's not going to Comedy Central either. Deadline says last year it was announced that the episodes would eventually air on Comedy Central once they'd been released on Paramount Plus. Those plans have now changed. Sorry, Amy. Jennifer Lawrence shared an update on the comedy script that she's been working on with Amy Schumer since first teasing it years ago. Back in 2015, check your calendars. That's not 5 minutes ago anymore. That's 8 years ago. Back in 2015, Jennifer Lawrence told the New York Times she was working with Amy Schumer on a screenplay. At the time, she said the script she was writing on just flowed out of us. Well, now she's saying, well, if you know anything about me and Amy, it's that we're lazy. It's not that it's off, it's on. It's just going at our pace. Lilac Volak on the website Harrods.com did not enjoy Amy's new special, writing 6 years ago, I wrote a profile on Amy Schumer in this paper, trying to defend her description as the funniest woman in the world. 6 years ago, it was still necessary. Sometimes it still is. Today, I hope it's clear that Schumer is funny, or at least can be, although this is not the case in her new Netflix show, Emergency Contact. Thank goodness we've gotten to the point where a woman can be mediocre, just like any man can, without a complete collapse of all the content linked to her profession. Lilac writes, according to Netflix, Amy Schumer gets real about lasering her face, postpartum sex, her baby naming disaster, and chewable Viagra in this cheekily candid stand-up special. In actual fact, it's a tired performance on autopilot. Ouch. Schumer is doing what she knows how to do, but without a hint of inspiration or added value. Ouch. No sparkling witticism continues to flicker at the edge of one's consciousness after the show's over. Ouch. No incisive insight is shared. Ouch. And no moment alerting viewers that something real is happening occurs. Bold and candid? One could respond that it was cowardly and insincere. Mel Brooks turned 97. He's getting an honorary Oscar. Those are unrelated things. I said that as if that was like, oh, you made 97, here's an Oscar. No. You know, he had this pretty good career. You've heard of this Mel Brooks person? Yes. This Oscar was created to honor extraordinary distinction in lifetime achievement, exceptional contributions to the state of motion picture arts and sciences, or outstanding service to the Academy. Academy President Janet Yang says Mel Brooks lights up our hearts with his humor, and his legacy has made a lasting impact on every facet of entertainment. This is the second Oscar for Mel Brooks. He previously won in 1968 for The Producers. I hope that he slaps Jimmy Kimmel. Comedian Alex Perlman has 1.7 million followers on TikTok, and he's joking, yeah, I guess I'm a news guy now. Apparently, he was invited by the governor of Pennsylvania to a press conference about the I-95 bridge collapse. He said this on a recent TikTok. He explained, the governor's office said, you know, a lot of people heard about the collapse from you instead of traditional media, so why don't you come out and stand next to traditional media and give some of the updates? His video, The Morning I-95 Collapse, racked up 2 million views, including clicks from the governor and the president of the United States. Perlman said, I'm just some guy. But ABC6 says, well, he's a guy talking, mostly yelling about everything from national issues and politics to super local events like the water crisis, the Canadian wildfire air pollution, and Taylor Swift's South Philly takeover. Sounds fun. And an update on my former coworker, Jamie Foxx. Actor John Boyega tells Variety, Jamie finally picked up the phone. He's doing well. And then, you know, we're just giving him the privacy and we can't wait for his return. I gave him the well wishes directly. I gave him all the well wishes, so I'm just going to be waiting until he comes back out here. So take your time, Jamie. We love you, bro. I hope Jamie's doing okay. Like I said, I worked with him for a bit. Good guy. Although I do find it worrisome, very worrisome. I don't mean this in a gossip way, but I find it very, very surprising they haven't been able to release a picture of Jamie sitting poolside, thumbs up, telling everyone's okay. Just knowing a little about that camp that there are no photos has me concerned. And that's your comedy news for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your shows. Like I mentioned, this weekend's episodes are good. See you tomorrow.